Hello friends, Christian here with BrickLifeCrisis. This channel is recommended for adult fans of LEGO and teen fans of LEGO. If you are younger than the age of 13, you're welcome to watch, but first, get your parents' permission. Hello friends, Christian here with BrickLifeCrisis again. Today we're taking a look at a set from the backlog. This is LEGO's Star Wars set number 75174, the Desert Skiff Escape. The set consists of 277 pieces, including 4 minifigures. Let's go ahead and build it up and see what we think. So we did have a few extra pieces in this set, including this long flexible tube piece, and there was a set of 4 Mandalorian visors and rangefinders, and only 1 rangefinder was used, so we had a lot of extra helmet pieces there. And then we had an extra set of handcuffs and a few extra little things. And here it is, set 75174, the Desert Skiff Escape. As you can see, we have the skiff, the Sarlacc monster, and 4 figures. We have Boba Fett, Chewbacca, Han Solo, and they don't name that character, it just says Skiff Guard, but I believe that is Weequay. Let's go ahead and take a look at each of the figures and then the builds. Okay, this is our Skiff Guard. Again, I believe this is Weequay. Pretty good facial print, kind of an orange type flesh tone there. Decent print on the torso, waist, and legs, although the registration is just a little bit off. You can see the print doesn't go all the way down on the torso, so there's that kind of stripe there that is blank. And that, I'm sure, is not typical. That is just kind of a one-off that I was fortunate enough to get. He has a kind of an axe, maybe a vibro axe kind of a weapon. No alternate face for him, but he does have some interesting print on the back with those kind of dreadlock ponytail cyber or something or others. Sorry, the camera's moving a lot. That is the back print. So not a bad figure overall. I'm very pleased to have this guy. And here we have a shackled Chewbacca. There's nothing new about this figure. We've seen him several times before. He just has the handcuff piece and just a little bit of print on the back. In case you have not seen this figure before, it's a little bit interesting. So there you have the head disassembled. So the head and most of the torso detail is all one large piece. The actual torso is just a basic brown torso, arms, and hands. And then you can see on the legs you've got a little bit of print there. Nothing to speak of on the back. So most of the detail is on this piece right here, which is just one big piece. But it works out okay. Next up we have Han Solo, and he is also in shackles. That's the new or newish hairpiece for him, which is pretty good. And that is one of his 2 faces. We'll take a look at the other one in a second. The legs are just basic brown and a pretty decent shirt print. And around the back, no print. He does, however, have a secondary face, which you can see there. And to round out our collection of figures, we have Boba Fett. This is not the best version that we've received, but it's pretty good. Pretty good print on the torso, waist, and legs, including on the feet a little bit. There's no side leg printing and no side arm printing, but still not a bad print overall. The weapon is made up of a small sidearm blaster with a lightsaber hilt extension to give it a little bit larger look. Same helmet with some nice print detail, and there's that range scope that was included along with 3 more of those and 3 visors. He does have a little bit of a cloth cape there and the jetpack, which is pretty good. When we take that off, we'll see the back prints. Okay, so with all of his garb removed, you can see the print on the back of the torso. As you can see, no alternate face, and his main face, appropriately, is the angry clone. As I said, this is not the best version of Boba Fett that we've gotten, but it's pretty good. My one big complaint about this figure is the same as it is with all of the Boba Fetts in recent memory, and that is that the head is that fleshy color, which would be fine, except right in here you can see the flesh from lower angles through the helmet, and you shouldn't. So I'd much rather see this figure with a balaclava head or just a plain black head, because you never see Boba Fett's face anyway, at least not in the original trilogy. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. So, not too shabby. For the most part, I think this collection of figures is pretty good, but there is one glaring omission, and that is Lando Calrissian. Lando in his bounty hunter or Skiff Guard garb would have been a great inclusion here. Maybe if adding a fifth figure was impractical due to cost, I think he would have been a better inclusion than Chewbacca, because there was the moment in Return of the Jedi when Lando almost fell into the Sarlacc pit and was rescued by a somewhat blind Han Solo. And unfortunately, we cannot recreate that without Lando. So anyway, it would have been nice to get that figure, but this is not a bad collection, I suppose. All right, and this is the Sarlacc pit, or the Sarlacc monster, I suppose. It kind of looks like one of those plastic Easter eggs there in the middle, but it's built up with bunch of different pieces. There's just a little bit of technic in the middle of it to hide the mechanism, but basically you just take one of these tentacles here, move it back and forth, and the Sarlacc monster opens and closes its jaws. So fairly effective, and it is big enough on the inside when it's open that you could conceivably fit a figure in there. And there, he just fell out. But a figure can fit in there for the sake of play. So that's pretty cool. And this is the skiff itself. Lots of play space there, which is really nice. Some pretty good detailing. We have these side fins. It's suspended on some trans-clear pieces so that it kind of looks like it's floating. You have these kind of rounded fender type pieces, I suppose, which are kind of nice. There is a working, what do you call it, plank, so that Luke or whoever can stand up here and pretend to be ready to fall to his doom. In the middle here we have this sort of bench, and underneath that, if we pull up this plate, there's a hidden compartment where there is a blaster available, which is nice. And then as you can see behind that, we have the stand-up cockpit with a printed control panel. That's a slope piece with the print. Then we have the railing around the outside, which is nice. Those are those bendable tube-like pieces. And there was a spare one of those, but they're in two different sizes. So there's a spare of the big one, but the shorter one, there is only one included in the set. It's fine, but I just thought that was kind of odd that they included an extra big one and not the smaller one. To look underneath, you can see we've got those suspenders. There's a total of 8 of those to hold it up. And then the drawbridge can just be pushed back into place like so. So just a hint of it there so that you can pull it out. But it's pretty cool. I like this little build. So there it is, 75174, the Desert Skiff Escape. This set retailed for $30 when it was released back in 2017. It's obviously been in my backlog for a little while, but it's a pretty good set. I'm pleased with it. As I say, I wish there was a Tatooine Lando included with this set, but otherwise I'm perfectly satisfied with all of it, actually. It's really good. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave us a like. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those below. And as always, thanks so much for watching. May the Force be with you.